First of all, my name's Krish. I hope young men improve their mental health. Just quickly, the first thing in the description is just my Discord username if you just want to add me. So I remember actually playing video games 3-4 years ago, and every single time I would play video games, my mind would always wander. So like imagine this, right? Let's say you're playing Call of Duty Warzone. You're in squads, right? The zone's about to close in. It's like you can just maybe 3 other guys in your whole squad, right? It's basically your squad, and there's maybe a couple of other players left. This is the end game right now. If we beat these guys, if we beat the guys who are like camping out in some random building, we can actually win the game. I remember sitting there in this high stress moment where we're trying to find these guys, where these guys like randomly sniping one of my friends across the map or something like that. Being in these high stress moments, everybody's yelling, everybody's screaming, and like the basically just like the mic. And I'm sitting there just thinking like, damn bro, I got a homework assignment that I forgot to do. Damn dude, my dad's gonna come home and he's probably gonna beat my ass again. Damn dude, I got this thing I gotta think about. And then I did something very interesting. Without even realizing it, I was just like, come on, let's stop thinking about this stuff and let's focus onto the game. So again, you focus back onto the game, you're playing it. Same irrelevant thoughts kept coming up. I was still thinking about homework and school and parents and whatever, some random stuff that was completely unrelated to basically just the game. And so again, I kept telling myself, come on, let's refocus back onto the game. Without even realizing it, that was basically me performing basically just a practice of meditation. Does that make sense? So even 14-year-old me basically just meditated without even knowing it. What do I mean by this? Well, meditation is simply just bringing your focus back to a particular location. Does that make sense? That's what the basically just a practice of meditation is in simple terms. So, and it's kind of like there's 4 steps to it, right? Step 1, you start with basically just presence, focus, right? You're focused on whatever it is. The breath, for example, right? You're focused on your breath. Then what happens is your mind is going to start to wander. Your mind is going to think about anything else besides your breath. It's going to think about school. It's going to think about girls. It's going to think about work. It's going to think about what this person said to you last time with some random memory. The thing is that we don't really understand that we're doing this because we don't really understand that we are thinking because we are the thought. Does that make sense? So we just do this subconsciously, basically. We're not aware that, like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about this. It just happens. Then step 3, right, is you get the awareness that you are not focused, that your mind just wandered, right? So you start with presence, with focus. You're focused on your breath. Your mind starts to think about school and girls and whatever it is, right? And again, we do this subconsciously. And then what happens is, after a certain period of time, you get the realization of mind wandering. You get the realization that, like, oh, wait a minute. I was just thinking about school. I was thinking about homework. I was thinking about work. I was thinking about something else completely irrelevant, basically. Then step 4, which is where actually you get the most benefit out of this, is you refocus back onto the present moment. So you bring your focus back to that particular location. Does that make sense? So again, step 1 is presence, focus, right? Step 2 is mind wandering. Your mind's gonna wander. Of course it is. And again, we do this subconsciously. We don't really know that we're thinking or that our mind is wandering because we think that we are the thoughts. I know that might sound like weird and complicated, but remember the last time, like, your brain has wandered through this video? It was probably subconscious. You never really were consciously thinking to yourself, I'm gonna think about this. It just happens. So that's step 3. Or no, sorry, that's step 2. Step 3 is the realization of mind wandering, where you realize, again, your mind's wandering, your mind's thinking about some irrelevant memory, right? Then step 4, which is where you get the most benefit, is you refocus back onto the particular location, your breath. Think about that as like you just get 1 XP in meditation skill, basically. And so a lot of people, even I had this frustration as well. I remember when I first tried to meditate, I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't even work. I couldn't even focus the entire time. Like, I think a lot of people have this fallacy that meditation is supposed to be you being 100% focused the entire time. That is actually completely absurd. I'm not even gonna lie. I know that might sound weird. Being 100% focused for even a few minutes in this day and age, it's absolutely absurd. It's It's insane. Like, I'm pretty sure monks and like gurus who literally do this thing full time, they do meditation full time. They say that like, even like, their minds wander, even their minds think about irrelevant memories, think about irrelevant thoughts. But they're just better at being able to focus for an extended period of time before their mind wanders again. Does that make sense? So let's say level 1 in this meditation skill, or in this skill of focus and presence. How many seconds is it going to take for your mind to wander? 1, 2, maybe? I'm pretty sure these high-level monks, they talk about this. If they can even get 30 seconds to even a minute of focus, that is huge. That is absolutely insane, right? And so think that every time you do this 4-step process of presence, mind wandering, realization of mind wandering, and then refocus back onto present moment, every time you do that 4-step process, that's like 1 XP in the meditation skill. Basically, think about it as like you just did 1 push-up for the brain, basically. That's how you strengthen the brain, right? And what's interesting is that meditation, it doesn't, how do I explain this? It basically increases the latency of when you basically just break your focus, when you start thinking about irrelevant things. So basically what I mean by this is, let's say you're watching like long form video, for example, and usually if you didn't meditate at all, usually you would probably, let's say like 30 seconds into the video. Actually, you know what, not even 30, 5 seconds, it's more realistic, right? 5 seconds into the video, your mind would wander, your mind would think about something else. If you meditated for 5 to 10 minutes every single day, and per each meditation session, you gain 50 XP. Over the week, you probably gain over 300. If you meditate 10 minutes every single day, you get 50 XP each time. You get 50 reps each time going through that cycle of, again, I'm gonna have to keep reminding you of this cycle, right? Focus, presence, mind wandering, realization of mind wandering, refocusing back onto the present moment. Every time you go through that 4-step process, each time throughout these meditation sessions, 1 XP, that's 1 rep. Maybe you get, and chances are, like, if you haven't meditated, your mind's gonna wander so much because we're so used to just scrolling on TikTok and then Instagram Reels and then YouTube Shorts, and they're all basically the same thing on different apps, right? We're so used to basically just shortening our attention spans through that. Basically, when you use these apps, like Instagram, TikTok, and whatnot, you're just training your attention span to be worse. That's it. You're training your attention span to be worse, and therefore your mind's gonna wander more. You're not gonna be able to focus as well, whereas meditation is the complete opposite of that. So it decreases latency from when you're focused to when your mind wanders. So let's say, again, that video example, let's say 5 seconds into the video, your mind wanders. It thinks about something else. If you meditated consistently for a week, 5 minutes every single day for a week, instead of 5 minutes into the video and your mind wanders, maybe you get not 5 seconds into the video, sorry, 5 seconds into the video. Instead of 5 seconds into the video and then your mind wanders, maybe you get 30 seconds instead. Maybe 30 seconds into the video, you can hold your attention for a full 30 seconds, which I know it might seem like, what, that's nothing, like 30 seconds? But that's actually huge because most people can barely hold their attention for one second. Not 1 minute, 1 second. And so if you can hold your attention for 30 seconds and then your mind starts to wander and then you can refocus back onto it for another 30 seconds, do you realize how powerful that is? Because I feel like it's not like you can't get rid of your brain just thinking about something. That's not how that works. Your mind's always gonna wander. Of course it is. Like our brains are always active, our brains are always like doing something, and so of course your mind is gonna wander. It's not about stopping the mind wandering. It's about being able to refocus. Refocus is the term. And so meditation simply just makes it easier to refocus back onto whatever it is. And that's it. Even throughout this video, right? Sometimes I was thinking about like, oh no, but what you said back there was stupid, or oh no, I should have said this. Sometimes I think that, but I bring my focus back onto the video that I'm recording. And so in a way, this is a form of meditation where you're bringing your focus back to a particular location. And you could do this with anything, right? It just doesn't just have to be with the breath. It can be, for example, with a particular point on the wall. Like you can do this, you don't have to close your eyes. You can look at a certain point on the wall and just stare at it. And then your eyes are gonna look somewhere else and stuff like that. but you just keep bringing your focus back onto that little point on the wall. You can do it with that. You can do it with sound, for example, with music. You can do it with all sorts of basically just like your senses of basically just that, of bringing your focus back to a particular location. And this is hard, I'm not gonna lie, this is not easy at all. Like when you first start trying to meditate, your mind's gonna cope, and it's gonna cope hard. It's gonna be like, no, this is stupid, I can't even focus. What he said in this video was like, it was kind of dumb, it doesn't work for me, I can't do it, it's kind of hard. Your mind's gonna cope, it's gonna make excuses, but those excuses are the reason why you can't hold your attention for more than a few seconds. Most people have already clicked off this video right now, 17 minutes in. How many people do you think, how many people are watching this 17 minutes into the video? Probably a few, right? And so if you can actually watch someone just talk for 17 minutes, and you kept bringing your focus back onto the video, your mind wandered, you kept bringing your focus back onto the video, respect. Because I never used to be able to do this. I would never be able to pay attention to anything that anybody was saying. It really is that simple. It's not that complicated. It's pretty simple, but it's not easy at all to do this. And literally even one second of mindfulness right now, 1 second of mindfulness is massive progress. Because think about it, right? This could literally make you better at literally everything. This one practice, just meditating 5 minutes a day, not even literally 5 minutes. Do you realize how big of an impact this can have when you're in the gym? This could mean the difference from you gaining weight, gaining muscle, and building the physique that you want, and still being skinny the rest of your life or being fat the rest of your life. Literally, it could mean that. Why? Because when you're in the gym, you're going to be more focused, you're going to be more present, you're going to be able to refocus back onto the set. And interestingly as well, it's like when you've meditated for a long time, you get less of a desire to eat junk food, shit food. It's a very powerful practice. It could literally mean the difference from you making huge progress and you making none at all. You choose. Hope this video helped you, bro. Take care.